so many marketing companies don't show the results as to what they're doing. It doesn't have so much to do with the business owner. It is more that they have been burned over the years by marketing companies saying, hang in there, it's working, hang in there. And then finally, after 6 months or a year, with no proof, evidence, or result that it's working, they're frustrated and they feel that they just wasted all of that money. And instead, our efforts are able to come in, show them the proof and everything that's working, what we're doing, how it's happening, the results of the increase over time, and they just naturally start to see the increase in leads, that they're no longer sitting over here going, I don't know why this service isn't working. Our process is a bit of, we will do a one-time setup on the website, which is just putting a lot of tracking in place and making sure that we know when some of those conversions are coming through, instead of, oh, the phone's not ringing. We can go back to our statistics on the website itself and say, well, this many phone calls, this many emails, this many people from Google My Business clicked it. So we really have more hard evidence as to those results. So that's one of the first things we do in the process, is get all that tracking in place, and also just making sure that the search engines know that the site exists, because there's little variables that just need to be set up right once and they're good to go. It's not going to get you ranking, but it starts to help the search engines and get it on their radar, if you will. And then from there, we start diving into the mix of the two, on-site optimization and off-site optimization. That's a place that a lot of clients are like, I don't understand what that means, or what is it specifically. On-site optimization is everything that has to do with how we are optimizing the website itself. And that's really where our experience and knowledge between marketing and website really helps us stand out from other marketing companies, because we're going into the website and optimizing, whether it be the pages, the images, the title tags, the site performance, page speed, and all of the components that the search engines are looking for, to let them know that, yeah, that content's actually on our website. We're actually talking about landscaping. That is, in fact, what the site is about. But if we're not optimizing the site itself, the search engines don't really know. They just see words and they're trying to figure out how it all goes together and what it's doing. And that's why so many businesses, their website sits so far down on the search results, because their search engines have never figured out what it is they're even talking about. So that's where we're aiding and assisting into the search engines, that on-site piece of it. And hey, this content's here, and you can tell that because it's over and over. Sometimes businesses will be like, oh, let's just put all of our services on one page. That doesn't help, because the search engines don't realize you're talking about different services. And instead, breaking them down so that you've got lawn mowing, you've got, spring cleanup, you've got design and build landscaping. And now when you start to do that and we start to optimize for it, the search engines, when someone is searching for lawn care near me, boom, they know that this business is now in this location and they're servicing your area and they do lawn care. But if you just say we do landscaping, the search engines don't know what that is. And so that's why we start optimizing that. I guess a piece that would be helpful and lead into that as part of the process would be keyword research. And when we're doing the keyword research, that's where we take a look. A lot of business owners, they know the industry terms. They know what is being used, how they refer to it. For example, when I say SEO, anyone not in my industry goes, wait, what? I don't understand what that is. And so no, I'm not going to necessarily use that as the word I'm trying to optimize for. Instead, we're going to take a look at the research and see what are the general consumers searching. And that's where we start to see, are they looking for lawn mowing, lawn care, lawn services? What does that look like? And then we can go, hey, I know you think it's this. Our research is showing us this. And here's the word that we think that we're going to use to optimize for, based off of everything we've put together. But talking with the business owner, it's super helpful to know what they're thinking, or at least what those are. When working with a med spa, one of them was like, sublative laser. I'm not even positive. It's such a technical term that I'm like, that is not, I'm not going to search for that ever. So I'm not even going to put that as an option for our page title. Instead, they're looking for acne scar treatment. So when I start looking at how I'm going to write your page and start building that out for search engine purposes, I'm going to go after what they're searching for. And by the way, we do acne scar treatment through this method called sublative treatment. So now that way we still get the technical side in there, but we are actually putting it into the user search terms. And now that will start to help us rank higher in the search engines for that stuff. So how we do the keyword research really matters, and that's where we take a really deep look at that. The other side of that is going to be the offsite optimization. In terms of offsite optimization, which is the other side that we go into, a lot of companies are going to just say, like, we build backlinks. And a long time ago, for search engine optimization, backlink creation was a really, really popular tool. The more backlinks you had, the higher you rank in the search engines. It was just kind of a no-brainer. That's what companies did, that they had link farms and all sorts of stuff. You click a button, you get 1,000 backlinks, and they thought they were making magic happen for SEO companies. There's still a lot of companies that still think that approach is what it takes, and it is so not the way to go about it. I don't care if you have 20,000 backlinks. In fact, the search engines are actually starting to penalize you when they see such a large number that it's actually hurting you. Or if they did that many backlinks 2 years ago and the search engines update their algorithm now and are like, actually, we caught on to what you're doing. We're going to start penalizing companies. You can't undo them. And so it's a really unethical way to build it. And instead, we go in and we create rich media content to support the backlinks. The difference of that is a backlink is literally a link on a site that goes back to your website. Ours is supported with a news article, a magazine article, a press release, a guest blog post somewhere. So yes, we have a link on a third-party site linking back to your website, but there's keywords, your business name, and rich media content to support it, that now when the search engines look at that, they go, this is actually a really good informative piece, and there's a link back to the site. And now it starts to come full circle to the search engines. And because we've included keywords in that, now the search engines start to see the two things triggering. This article that's referring to them talks about this service, let's say lawn care, and now the website talks about lawn care. Obviously, this company does lawn care. And that's how they start to realize to move that up. Another side of that and how we choose where do we put those links is I refer to it as the referral community of the online world. So what happens is when you've got these websites that are ranking really highly and they are referring back to you, the search engines trust that because they're the ones who have decided that these ones have more of a name behind them or should be ranking highly and are reputable and reliable companies. And so when you get more and more of those that the search engines have already said are good companies, referring to the smaller company or website, that's when we start to see the magic happen also in terms of increasing that page rank. So there's a lot of factors that go into that offsite other than we're just going to build 1,000 backlinks. Some of the best results that we've seen, and I just love getting these phone calls from clients when they're like, hey, we know that we started doing search engine optimization for these services, and I see it through the phone calls that we're getting. We're not necessarily getting phone calls for some of these other services. So either can we do more SEO for these keywords also, or they're just like, let's shift our efforts, and they're so happy because they're seeing that shift in the efforts. Seasonal contractors are some of those. They may be really important to be getting heating and cooling right now. And then come the winter time or the summertime, they're going to switch to more of AC services. And they can see that when we shift those efforts that the phone calls switch, not just because of seasonally, but if we're only optimizing, let's say for heating, and then all of a sudden the season change, if we're not optimizing for the cooling, they're just not going to get the calls. So that's where they start to see the season shift and change if we're optimizing and making that transition. Others are just when we get businesses that are calling and like, this is working. We're starting to see 2-3 leads a day, and we weren't seeing that before. And so just to know, we know that's coming from your efforts. Yes, they're saying they found us on Google. We know why they're finding us on Google, though. It's because you guys are optimizing for it. And so they're not oblivious to the fact that, oh, we're just got more people finding us on the search engines and calling us because they said Google. It's no, the only reason we're showing up there is because of the work you guys have been doing. And so it's really, really cool when we can see that result come back to them of more leads, more conversions, qualified too. That's a big deep piece of our keyword research. Is a lot of times businesses are trying to rank under really broad keywords. Again, landscaping. Are you trying to do it yourself? Are you trying to hire someone out? Are you looking to do a whole yard redesign, or just getting your lawn mowed? And so when we can hone in on the specific and targeted keywords, that's where we finally get qualified leads, not the, oh, I'm just calling and getting pricing. I'm just seeing if you offer it, and hang up. So our clients aren't on phone calls all day just for hanging up. They're actually on the phone call because that client is so deep in that buying process, they're ready to make a decision and move forward.